Good morning. Per usual, I'm working and driving. That's why I'm basically gonna call these whole thing of videos I be making car rides with Naya, because most of the time I'm gonna be in the car. But now I'm sorry. Today's May the 17th, but we had a conversation where really I wasn't involved in the conversation because sometimes I just listen. But the conversation was basically like setting standards, and it needs to be like a general standard amongst people, amongst us as black people. And basically I spend most of my time in the barbershop, so he was like, well, we're going to set a standard for this barbershop and then we can take it over to that barbershop. But he was really using that as an example because it was people in there who didn't fully understand the topic, so he had to use terminology for them to understand it. Like, after he went from that, he went to sports because that's something most men can understand, and even then it still got off subject. But the whole discussion was basically about setting a standard and finishing the conversation and staying on topic, because we get involved in conversations and now we had sub conversations and we don't even finish the initial topic. Like right now we could be talking about anything. Okay, one thing I wanted to touch on is everybody wants to be a bad bee, but we don't have any ladies anymore. Like, we don't have any Claire Huxtables. We don't have any, women that will be good moms, honestly, or a good role model for a young girl to look up to. Hey, we don't even have any of that anymore. And it gets to a point where we're starting to fail as a whole because you don't have that one solid thing. Because if you don't have a foundation, you don't have anything to build off of. Which is basically, that's kind of what I got from the conversation. Like, if you would have listened to it, you probably would have got something else. But I feel like the lady, the Claire Huxtable, would have been the standard. Like, and then they also said within other conversations that men need to treat broke women how women treat broke men. Like, it shouldn't be no double standard to that. Like, I'm not saying you treat nobody less than, but it's a certain category or it's a certain area where you fit in at. Like, you don't meet the standard for this, so I can't put you here. You don't meet the standard for that, so I can't put you there. Like, basically, it should be a point reduction type system. It should be a standard that we're going by. Like, it should be universal. Like, if a dude gonna call a woman a lady, what makes her a lady? What makes her worth that? Or what makes, what makes somebody a good parent? What makes somebody a bad parent? What makes a good baby daddy? What makes a good baby mama? It has to be a universal understanding so that when you go against that and you're stating your opinion, that universal understanding at that point is a fact, because it's something that everybody agreed upon and that was the standard, if you get what I'm saying. So I agree with that conversation, like I fully do, but to actually develop that standard, to actually talk to people and get a universal understanding that everybody become one, or at least agree enough to say, okay, that's right, that's going to be a little difficult because people get sidetracked. They don't really be paying attention. They be listening to respond. They don't listen to soak in and gain knowledge or to understand. They just be wanting to say something bad. After you stop talking, they ready to say something. They don't even take time to think about what you just said. So it's going to be very difficult to have that conversation. I guess I'll touch on what I really wanted to talk about on another video, because that'll make this video extremely long. But I can deal with that. A universal standard that everybody understands, so that way you have something to uphold or to live up to or to go by. Because if you don't have a standard, you just doing whatever, and whatever way is right, whatever way is wrong, whatever way is your way, you don't have anything to compare it to. You don't have anything to hold it to. So what you do is what you do. Even though universally people may feel like that's wrong, if you don't have a standard to go by, then it's like, is it really wrong? And then you also have those people who go against standards and don't care about them, and they don't